UFG Plays. Today we're playing, I believe it's called Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem. It's a game that released back in, well, it didn't release, it went to early access back in 2016, and it was apparently a totally different game. Uh, right now it seems to be a more like Diablo. Before then it was, I guess, over your shoulder hack and slash action RPG. Uh, and we thought it would be a cool idea to kind of stream this game because it's actually coming out of early access in what was it, a few weeks?
Yeah, I think it's first week of February. It was supposed to come out like in 2 weeks, but they delayed it like 2 weeks for something. Um, yeah.
So
So
yeah, we thought it'd be a good idea to play it. I'm actually not playing. Jamie
yeah,
is going to play it and basically show us what's so cool about the game. I believe he's going to start from you're starting from scratch, right? You're
yeah. So right now I'm on choose a character.
gotcha.
So yeah, I just decided to play this since it's coming out soon. A lot of the big guys in like the action RPG community, like what's his name, Riker, Bloodshed, and Quinn. A lot of those bigger guys. They were all looking at Wolcen and said it looks pretty good. Um, it may be able to compete with the right. Because right now, when it comes to action RPGs, it's basically Diablo, Path of Exile. Those are like the big, the big ones. They're the Dota and League of Legends of action RPGs.
Yep.
So this is something that was, looking to compete in that space, and they do a lot of stuff to make it different. So like here, you can actually instead of choosing like wizard, barbarian, or demon hunter, or whatever you want to call it, um, it actually just splits it to melee, magic, and ranged. And from there, you could make a ton of like skills and classes. So even if you read the top, this choice only impacts your starting weapon and skill. Every playstyle will be available for all characters, no matter how they started. So this is only really matters in the beginning of the game.
Right.
So that means if you basically is from what it looks like. I haven't played too much of it. From what it looks like is like if you start with range and you're like, you know what, I just feel like slapping somebody with a hammer. You could switch to that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start ranged.
And that's been all the rave for a while now with you know not being stuck to one class or having your equipment basically determine who you are and whatnot. uh I want to say I know Path of Exile has done that really well, but there's been
Yeah.
some other ones too that's kind of like the new thing outside of games like Diablo and some of the other ones. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, they're trying to basically break the mold of, you know what, this is the best build if you want to be competitive, you build this. So it looks like they're just trying to break that mold and kind of give you more more variety on what you could do. Like Diablo does a terrible job of that. Basically, you got like four builds if you want to actually compete with like doing the faster content. But Path to Exile does a lot better, but it's still cut down to a few builds. So this is trying to like blow the gates wide open.
Right.
Yeah, so made my character. Let's start it up. See how the story is.
And like you said, it's actually changed a lot since uh they started.
Yeah, when I originally bought it, it was like I said, over like you were able to like move the camera and things, but there was a lot of bugs with it, and they just couldn't get it to work the way they wanted to. So they ended up like when I originally played it, I was able to move the camera and everything, but it was laggy and it didn't run great. So they decided to just cut that out and make it towards the standard action RPG view. Um, Seems to be okay. Like the furthest I got to playing by myself was I did make it to the first city, which isn't that long into the game, maybe like 5 minutes, but it
Oh,
seemed
okay.
cool.
Yeah, that's not long at all, really.
Yeah, it just some reason somebody else always came in and were like, hey, you want to play this? And I ended up playing something else.
Got you. So yeah, as you can see, it's in beta or still early access, but it's going to be coming out soon, and we wanted to kind of get a jump on it and kind of show you if you weren't aware of the game, this is something that definitely check out. And if you are aware of the game, maybe oh, I'll let him read.
Grand Inquisitor Hemlock saved you as well as your childhood friends Valera and Edric when you were 5 years old. He drafted the three of you into the Republican Army of Purifiers. You thought to associate all practitioners of the occult with witchcraft and to hunt them down. Over the years, your trio earned the nickname of the Children of Hemlock due to the mentoring you received from the iconic leader. A month ago, the group of religious zealots known as the Brotherhood of Dawn infiltrated a keep of purifiers. And no!
I knew that was gonna happen. Well, that's cool. They can check that part out uh when they when they play. Um,
Just
yeah,
pause the
that's
video.
it's not gonna be. We're not really sure about the story just yet. Uh, that's gonna we're gonna have to play a little bit more for that, because I believe it was something that was being built over time, and things have been shifted or changed around. I mean, the themes and the characters and all that has stayed the same, but how they put stuff together has kind of shifted over time.
Yeah.
And with any of these games, they don't really give you a whole lot of story in the beginning, outside of like a fancy cutscene like we're seeing here, or something that's super amazing like in Diablo 3. It's usually a brief intro, and
Which
so
even sorry, but even this is pretty impressive because if I'm not mistaken, this was a Kickstarted game. It wasn't like Diablo with $1 billion to their name.
right. It's always great to see a Kickstarter game or a early access game actually leave early access. Like that's always great.
Actually, have the game actually be made and not just steal the money.
Well, I mean, it's the idea isn't so much that people are stealing. It's the idea that excuse me, it's difficult to make video games, and
Yeah,
budgets kind of stretch, and things get out of hand, and there's unforeseen issues that come up and all this other stuff. Uh, Outside of just getting your game known, enough to get people to buy it and to try it out at the bottom level before you actually get it out of early access. It's not it's not easy. It's a little bit easier for bigger developers who kind of have a background in this sort of thing. Uh, I'm not sure. Who's the developer for this?
it's called Wolcen Studios.
Well, so oh, okay.
Like, I
It's
think
always
this is the first thing they ever made. So I think.
got you. Well, it could be made up of
Excuse me.
uh, longtime developers who kind of joined up and formed their own studio. I really should have looked that up before we started the stream, but I wasn't sure we were going to stream tonight, so that's my fault. uh, but yeah, we're here to highlight the game so much more so than the developers. But if anybody knows their background, um, it's I'm pretty sure that they got some games under their. I mean, just looking at what we're looking at right here, it seems like they know what they're doing to an extent.
They got a lot of explosions and like blood and stuff. It's like Mortal Kombat fatalities.
So
Wait, Kenny, did I lose you?
sorry, I had my mic muted. Are you warring with the purifiers?
I don't know much of the story. That's what it looks like. But
Okay,
yeah, just all I know so far is what we saw.
got you. And the parts that you weren't able to read.
All I know is this is the those are the two the childhood friends, Edric and Valera.
Looks like the bad guys are being attacked by ghosts. So there's a three-way war going on.
Well, the ghosts are hitting us too.
That's what I mean. Like they're fighting everyone. Children of Hemlock. Fight through the phenomenon. Hmm.
Oh, you looking up the
I'm just looking at, what it's telling you to do. It seems like the normal tutorial mission.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure this character is not going to be. If it is who you're going to play as, they're probably going to lose all that fancy armor.
Yeah, because I did pick ranged, so right now I have a sword and shield.
So you start with a bow and arrow for your character.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I picked. So
Okay.
gonna I think we just have to get through this. Ooh. Oh, I guess he's not alone.
That was interesting.
Oh, we got a defender.
You're gonna owe me big time.
I praise your resilience, mortal. You
So if the
make
you
a
know
fine
pointing and
host.
clicking is
Now or
definitely
never.
Now,
what we
come
would
to me.
expect.
Come to me.
From the little bit that you've played, was there anything that seemed kind of unique in terms of like the controls or anything?
There definitely is, because it's based on, at least last I played, you can't just spam one type of move. Like
So,
I believe it's willpower, is willpower or rage. So willpower or rage there, and I think you use willpower to build rage and use rage to build willpower, if I'm not mistaken.
and so does the willpower control your special abilities or?
Your abilities use both.
Oh, so you have some rage abilities and some willpower abilities.
Last that I
So,
remember.
so then your basic attack, does that build up your? Oh, that's sweet.
This is supposed to be what the game is based on. It's supposed to be like an ultimate ability and transformation. This is what they really focus on. Like if you read like the patch notes and what they're aiming for, like this is supposed to be the end game. Apocalyptic form. Mm,
Oh. Are these forms that you would just use whenever, or is like only during boss fights?
it's supposed to be whenever, but yeah, like that's supposed to be like what you're trying to do. I don't know if it's 100% uptime, but
I mean, I'm
basically,
sure there's some sort of cooldown.
yeah. I think this is the end of the tutorial.
Visually, it looks pretty good. It does remind me a little bit of Paths.
Yeah, it looks like there's some stuff on it that just doesn't look right, but they are like a new
What
studio,
happened
so
back there?
I wouldn't expect it to
I
like
feel
perfect.
different.
But
Like, what do you
Looks
mean
like I
doesn't
can use
like
my
what
stuff
stuff
now.
that doesn't look right?
like the way he threw that
Sense.
board, it just looked kind of like it didn't look realistic. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, so you say like some of the animations
Yeah,
are a little rough. Well, I mean, they do have the detail in stride though. It looks really good.
yeah. PT use a skill. Skills require willpower, rage to cast. Type of skills. Blah 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 blah. S to bring up your skills menu. Okay.
Zvria. They must have
So
put it
yeah,
near the
so
water.
that left click used a little bit of my willpower and is building my
What's your
rage.
Valeria! Val!
Interesting, and that the willpower is your basic attacks.
Yes.
Huh. And then the rage would be, I guess, the stronger ones. But that's
It's,
interesting because it looks like you can only use your basic attack, only so often. I,
yeah, I guess
and
until
your
your willpower runs out, then you have to switch to your see. So that builds your willpower back up.
that seems cool and not cool at the same time. I mean, it seems interesting in the sense that you're forced to use other abilities, but then at the same time, it's like outside of just needing to use my special abilities. Uh, why would I need them to be able to just basically attack or to basic attack? You know what I mean? Like I have to use a stronger ability to use my weaker ability. That seems
Well, if I could get it, let's see what happens when my willpower runs out. Hopefully I can run into enough enemies to make it run out.
yeah. I'd be interested to see like kind of like what.
Oh, stamina. So rolling has stamina. These are the stamina orbs. Oh my god. I just kept rolling, didn't stop. Oh, so
Oh,
you
you
could
can
keep
still.
doing it. Hmm.
Okay.
I guess it uses your willpower to build rage, and that builds up your willpower. Then when I run out of that, okay.
So essentially, you can always left click,
Yeah,
but you need rage and okay. So if you just keep attacking over and over and over, you won't be able to build up any more rage. Okay, so it's kind of like
that's what it looks like.
a seesaw type thing. I would kind of need to see it in action a little bit more to kind of see how it really changes things from what what we're used to. Because that's one of the things I look for in the games, in the sense that uh, you know what's different. Like you made something that's different, or changed something that we've all come to expect, and then what's the benefit? What's going to make it more interesting, or
Find yourself
you know what I
again.
mean? Like because there's with video games, you kind of have like a language, like like if you're playing a shooter with a controller, usually right trigger is to shoot.
Whoa, easy
If
now.
you're gonna change that to left
Oh,
trigger, you got to give me a
something
reason,
Yeah.
It's me, damn it.
Other
Hi.
than the fact that it just seems
Did you
different or
apply?
whatever.
Who do you expect me to be exactly?
Apparently, Valeria doesn't remember who you are.
No, look.
Well,
I know
you do
exactly
look
what's
different.
going on. I was having my ass kicked when
Well, I
someone
mean,
in
all
here
that
convulsed into
armor, like,
seeing me.
I get surprised they can tell who anybody is, really.
All right, but I'm not some
Yo, what up,
tool,
Dre?
damn it.
Dre's
Come on,
checking out the
pal.
stream.
You're a tool.
That's all it took.
Frankly, I don't know.
Oh, you have a
We should
companion.
regroup with Operation Dawnbane, shouldn't we?
Oh wow, I didn't even notice this. See what the server is?
See what?
The server
Who
is?
wouldn't?
No, what's the server?
Look up here where I'm pointing.
You're pointing?
You don't see my mouse?
I do not.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's USC. The USC server is in Virginia.
Oh, nice.
Should be some
We're located in Virginia. If you know that
yeah.
that
Should be good connections for you if you decide to play it. And you could looks like you could level up your attributes yourself. I remember that. I just gotta level up, I think. Where's my XP bar? XP bar is down here. Okay. What's that? Oh, it's Elf Globe. I want to see how the builds end up. Like if it's actually like when you get towards the end game, is it viable to actually switch up?
can you have secondary builds in the sense that you just toggle back and forth?
I believe you can. Last I remember, you could do that, but I'm not sure how it is right now. It doesn't look like there's a second slot, but that could be just now. Like, yeah, like if I wanted to now, I could just switch. So I really don't, at this point, I really don't have to do what I picked.
Oh, because you pick those things up. Now
Yeah,
the
just don't
skills
have my
though,
skills. Yeah.
that's where it might come in a little bit more difficult because
Damn right.
your special skills are kind of tied to your weapon. Oh, you're about to your life is low.
I got potions. I'm good.
There you go. You be pushing it to the edge though sometimes.
You gotta live dangerously.
I mean, you ain't gotta. So then you lose that ability, and so that might be a hindrance to switching if you haven't bought a skill in that particular I don't know.
Okay.
Weapon type.
But it looks like you do get skills later. Because you could, like, see I have all of them here. Just since I started with this, that's all I have for now.
Okay, so it's probably best to stay with what you started with until you level up, or
Yeah. It's what?
I think it's a double-handed item.
I has to go my right hand. Okay. What's this?
It's
Rage potion?
right-handed.
Rage potion. Where do I... Hmm.
It looks
I'll
like you
figure
can't
this
put
out.
it in the hotkey as a hotkey until you unlock it. It looks like they're locked at the bottom.
Yeah, I see that. Uh, okay, so let's... I want to get this leveled
This
up.
place reeks of death.
These people are getting torn apart. I don't get it. Svea aren't normally this bold, not without good reason.
Did she
We
just,
sold
like...
Demon first. Now
Did I move too
this.
fast and she skipped what she was
There's
saying?
something wrong around here. Something
It looks like
very
she
wrong.
teleported. I guess she was trying
Demon
to
being
keep up
open
with
can
you.
only mean that
Yeah.
something major's about to happen.
Or there's
But
something that,
what?
like maybe she was supposed to say something here once you got to this point, and you got there quicker than she could talk or something. I hate that in games.
Yeah.
Like you move too fast and like they have to cut their whatever they were saying short.
Yeah. Like, I hate the guys over here. Watch out! It's out of nowhere. Thought I saw something up here. What was that? Which... Okay, just lore stuff.
Apparently they were trying to join the cult. Got
Must pull
hanged.
back! We're too exposed! If we do, the civilians will get slaughtered. Better them than us. Let us in! We beg you! Mercy! Murderers! Back away! Back away!
Okay.
Can you
Sorry,
talk to them? Oh,
oops.
you got to talk
None
to
of
her.
that face. You've got a plan. All right, let's hear it.
You need answers.
Ooh,
And
these
I
could
don't
look a
think
little better.
Maelys will get you anything more than a rope around your neck.
Could you be a
So,
female
here's
character?
my plan.
Not yet.
You wait for
That
me in
is on the
Stormfall.
release,
Easy enough, yes?
on the
Meanwhile, I meet up
release
with our
day
forces and I try to talk to
update.
Edric about the situation. To see how we can
Okay.
convince our people that you're
Well,
not a
that's good.
bloody demon.
Yeah, there's
Agreed.
a handful of
I'd
stuff
rather
they
face it
added, like,
not being executed. Where do we meet?
On
trying to
your way
remember what was
here,
on the
I
release
head
day
to a
update.
given inn in Stormfall, the Laughing Seagull. I'll meet you there. Keep a low profile till then.
But on release day, it's supposed to be like a decent size patch. Let's see if I could find it.
Why don't you let people in?
For the 100th time, this city is already filled to capacity with refugees. We are not
Filled
letting
to
anyone in.
capacity.
Look, I really need to have access. Let me through.
That's not how things work, friend. Only conscripts are allowed through. Order of the merchant Prince Damascus himself.
So you want fighters? I will fight. Now stand aside.
You are serious, my friend. Well, all right then. Go through to the farmlands on the other side of the city.
See, if they just
Anyone else
fought,
want to
then
fight
things
for
will be okay.
Stormfall? No.
Okay, so it
That's
looks
what
like
I
on
thought.
release it's supposed to be all three acts. Ooh, leveled up. It's supposed to be all three acts, level 90, 40 skills with each character. Um,
Oh, good, good,
the
good.
ability to have several skills of the same type with different modifiers and endgame. Endgame stuff, 21 subclasses, 11 armor tiers, 11 weapon tiers. Playable female, new endgame, 4 apocalyptic. There's a bunch of stuff. New bosses, and they're gonna do a
Okay.
HUD redesign. So this is gonna look different. Okay, so here you like this is similar to the Path of Exile like leveling tree. So depending on where you want to go, you pick your excuse me, you pick what you want to like build towards.
So the type of character, if so, the Sentinel is more of the ranged stuff.
That's what
The
it looks like, which is weird.
projectiles and melee weapon. And then scholarly is obviously the magic. Soldier is the, I guess, heavy. You got maybe your tank or warrior type stuff. Uh,
Okay, so Ranger, you start off as Sentinel and then you get to Ranger.
so it's like like a subclass type of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so Scholar turns into the Warlock. Uh, you're gonna have
So
to
then
help
my
me with
question,
that. I don't understand. I don't even know what that says.
was it
Praetorian?
Prat
Praetorian?
Praetorian?
So it looks like trying to figure this out. So soldier turns into assassin. Okay, so the end caps are like the final classes.
Yeah, so that's when you've pretty much made your choice. But my question would
Ooh,
be then if you're able to make different choices, in the sense that, you play based on the equipment that you have and stuff like that. You're not locked into a role. But when you level up, you're moving towards a certain path. Can you respect the points or
I
are
believe
you
there's a
stuck?
respect. I believe there is a respect. Sentinel, Sentinel. This sounds cool. Cannibal, Cabalist?
Cabalist, grievous something. Grievous
Grief afflictions.
afflictions.
So it probably focuses on like DLTs like bleed and stuff. Damage over time, force shield. What's
Okay.
this? Warmonger just sounds like something cool. That sounds like something you would play.
A warmonger?
Yeah.
I'm usually let me see. I'm usually a warrior or a support, and then that could be a tank or not so much a healer, maybe a cleric. Whereas like you can defend yourself, and you can heal, but you're not like solely like a mage, like healing people and whatnot. Those are usually my roles, and then I have been known to branch out though. But yeah, it's like
Gotcha.
if okay, so respecting the points, and this could be kind of complicated. Like if you're trying to respect uh all the way back, so you can try a different role or whatever, or is something to the effect that you could put points in multiple areas and then kind of swap between the character based on your items. So, for instance, if you go down the path towards Warmonger and then you also go down the path towards, I don't know, that practitioner, crafter, whatever it's called, and you get abilities for both, and then you swap by just switching the weapons, that could be interesting. Also, that could take a long time, um, in the sense that you're kind of stuck for a while. Whatever you choose is kind of where you're gonna go for a while, and then maybe I don't know, maybe mid game or end game is when you actually start like, see what this person can do or this type of build or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
It looks like you're gonna need a build for this. It actually does look pretty complicated.
yeah, that's what I say. It reminds me of Path a little bit.
Okay, this is. So what I saw so far, it looks like your attributes, you can respect them for money and whatever this currency is.
Okay.
Okay, so let's continue.
Cutscene.
Although the
I
cutscenes
wonder.
aren't like
Sorry,
Blizzard
friend.
level, they actually don't
Let's
look
see.
awful.
Let's see what you've got for me.
Yeah. Uh, I was wondering what if in the
What
in
do
the
you
pack they're
here,
gonna actually have more
Wolcen?
character builds.
I could
It
only
looks
see
like a
that
lot of the
happening. They're like really aiming to make this game like
Filled to
huge.
capacity, huh?
yeah, it looks like a lot of the same
Oh, he noticed a
samey
lie.
sameness.
They said fill to capacity. Look at this place.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's all the rich people, the aristocrats and all that. Like they don't want the rabble in here. They don't want that dirtying up their streets. No, no, no. Even though people are dying in the streets, but whatever. It's whatever.
I got me a bow, a nice blue bow. Boom. You're supposed to be able to get guns. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to shoot some people in the face.
Report
Um,
to
so
Thunderblade
yeah.
Sarad at the battlefront.
Oh, these are phantom blades, only usable with daggers, bows, and pistols. I want these pistols. I'm getting them pistols.
I see that. I'm looking at it now because I'm looking at it through Parsec. I don't see your arrows, but I do see it when I look at the stream, which is
Oh,
I was like,
that's weird.
oh, there it is. Yeah, but it's cool.
Where do I have to put these? So it's in do I like oh no. Oh no. What'd I do?
Those are phantom blades.
Trying to learn how to oh, right click it.
What was that?
I'm a new skill. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
That doesn't use willpower.
It looks like you use stamina. Oh no, it's on a cooldown.
You know what? I'm in a city and there's probably no yeah, there's no restriction. There's probably no restriction in the city.
Well, no, I'm looking at it and it's like you have two charges that go up over time. Uh, but it should show the
Attention!
how much time it needs.
You are all that's
Yeah,
left
that
of
wasn't
your queens and your families. So stop sobbing and get ready for hacking.
You gotta talk
Mayhem
to.
ain't
Oh, you
going
gotta
down.
listen to the surroundings. You
We're
gotta
about to
listen to what they're
betray them.
saying.
How are we supposed to kill them? You use the sharp edge. See.
Talk to Thunderblade.
that reminded me of
Yeah,
Game of Thrones. I don't know if you saw
I've
it.
been on battlefields before.
A soldier,
yeah, I've
huh?
seen all of Game of
Why,
Thrones.
lucky.
What?
Yeah, when
I need someone for a
when
mission.
Sansa was like,
Think you
I don't
got
know
what
how to
it
use
takes?
this. You
I'm
stick them
listening.
with the pointy end.
There's three. You have the three defenses we built to stop them. Our last working radiant turret on this side of Stonefall is in Sandor's barricade, north from here. Get to him and tell him that reinforcements will come. But his orders are to hold his ground at any cost. If his line breaks,
to hold his
then our
ground at any
lives will be
cost.
lost. The storm be with you. Don't look back.
Oh, town portal. Finally, teleport back. Probably don't need to
Hey, Ben.
do that yet.
Nah. So the Phantom, did you buy those?
No, it was a quest reward. Talk to that lady and it was a quest reward.
Ah,
I believe skills could drop, but don't quote me on that.
gotcha.
Oh, he got worked.
So in terms of I guess multiplayer, is this something where it's like MMO style, where people just kind of run around, or is it more instant based, where
That was
we
the
jump
sound
into
of the barricade.
your particular version of the game, similar to Diablo?
As far as I know, it's like Diablo.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, there's supposed to be like
Please
it's like
don't
it's
tell
your
me
game.
you are the reinforcements.
Maybe. I have a message for Sandor.
Are
He's
you able to zoom in
decided.
and out on the camera?
Organizing the...
Oh,
Oh no.
cool.
Greens! The Greens
I
are
was looking at his bow.
coming!
He has like, it looks like there's fire going
What?
through it.
Wait, I didn't authorize.
Wow, you saw that? I didn't even see that.
Now let's go.
Well, I saw it moving, and I was like, oh, what is that? That's why I asked if you could zoom in.
Let's earn our keep. Time to show those Greens the color of the storm. Warm her up. I want to hear her sing. Now.
Uh-oh.
Squad 3 in position.
Oh, that's a big army. This guy, that guy looked like he was running weird, but okay.
It's not enough. Unleash the storm now.
Ooh,
Hell with it. Fire at will.
This also reminds me a little bit of the Van Helsing
And as one
game,
for
where
Stonefall.
you had your swords and guns and such, but you also had like steampunk items
Tiberius,
and
protect the
magical
cannon. To the
um,
north, push them back into the ground.
magical builds and stuff like that.
yeah,
It reminds me of that
yeah, that's
trilogy.
cool.
Wow, they cut down a lot.
Yeah. And I could use that with pistols, which is the way I want to go, so... Damn, they're getting worked. Come at me.
You know, they come at me, bro.
Squad 1, take the
Oh,
smoke.
kill the
Squads
tunnelers.
move to the west. Show them
I
the
think that was
might
just
of the storm.
these
We'll live
guys, isn't it?
through this.
No, they're not tunnelers. Damn, there's a lot of enemies.
That's okay.
Look at all the red dots.
Well, that's normal for this type of game.
Yeah.
I think the tunnelers are the bigger ones.
He died too fast, I didn't get to see.
Yeah, because it's just like they're tunneling and making more come in,
So gotta...
like the locusts on Gears of War. Is that barrel explosive?
Take cover. Stand your
Yes, it
ground.
is. It's actually called Explosive Barrel.
Ha ha ha.
Okay. Trying to...
Resist the spitter attack?
Oh. I almost rolled right into that.
I think you're poisoned.
I believe so. It looks like you don't stay poisoned for that long.
Well, that's good. At least at this low level, who knows? You might later
Pretty
on might
sure
fight an elite or something.
it's an ARPG. I'm pretty sure something's gonna come around and just put me down.
Yeah, that's probably the first boss. Ah, look at spoke of the devil.
That was a weird kick, but okay. You do you.
Come on, you big fat green.
Oh, he should have finished that. That's not a boss. Ah. Actually, no. That didn't even hurt. That's definitely not a boss. Maybe it was a boss.
They dropped a lot of loot. You know, it's ah you open a new hot I can't talk. Another tier on your hot bar.
Yep. Health potion, rage potion. How do I use a rage potion? I'm not sure how to use it, but I'll figure it out. Only usable on bows and pistols. I have that already. I guess you could level it up. Skills. I can't open up two menus at the same time. Boo. You already know this. Oh, so I guess I sell this because I already know it.
Or maybe trade with someone.
Maybe. Oh, it tells you your stat priority. Primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary? That's really... I didn't even know that was a word.
I guess.
Hell are you, soldier?
Just a messenger.
Some messenger you are. What's the message then?
That the reinforcements are coming soon.
The reinforcements are
Take
coming.
their sweet time as we get hammered. We won't hold for much longer if they don't get here soon.
There's more. Your orders are to stand your ground at any cost until they arrive.
Are you serious? My men's morale is hanging by a thread. Their friends are dead. They are famished, wounded. We have one cannon that barely works and little to no arrows left. What am I to do? Those buffoons are sentencing us to death for no reason. We won't
Well, that's why
withstand
I'm
this
here.
bloody assault.
You won't have to.
Don't
Oh,
you
yes,
know
and
I'm the
why is
player?
that?
I'm taking the fight to them.
You're ridiculous.
Watch me.
Side note, I really want to watch that movie with Ryan Reynolds playing the NPC.
Whoa, 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 what?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah. He's playing his new film. It just fell out of my head. Darn. Man, it's uh
Ooh, what do I take? Agility? Isn't that my main stat? What's my main stat? Oh boy, this is gonna have me thinking a lot. Uh,
I think your main stat would be agility, right?
Main stat is agility. I feel like adding 25 main stat this early would be big. So going with that. What
Yeah,
is it?
free guy. That's what it's called. He plays an NPC in a game that's kind of like GTA Online,
That sounds crazy.
and as the NPC, he like tries to save their video game world.
Hmm. I definitely
Yeah.
gotta look into that. When is that? Is that supposed to be like recent or?
Nah, it comes out this year. I'm not sure when, but yeah, we weren't trying to plug that. It was just
Just
it just
happened to
reminded
fit.
me just then. Yeah, it just happened to happen to say that, but whatever. Um,
Why is this stat secondary? Do the bows have a
what's
lot of
that?
status effects? It says wisdom is secondary.
Maybe if there's a lot of elemental effects, or maybe you can get poison and stuff like
Oh,
that.
more points you get, the more it costs to level to reset. Okay, that's fair.
Wait, the more points, what?
The more points you put into your stats. Oops. See. The more points you put into your stats, the higher it costs. Before it was 200.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, right. It makes sense.
Come back here, you fool! They have a giant burning one leading them. It will fry you alive!
I'm not letting your men die, Sandor.
Sandor.
Whenever I hear Sandor, I just think straight of Game of Thrones. Hmm.
We need a new Game of Thrones game that's like
Good.
this. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's Telltale one was good.
Yeah, it was decent. I mean, there's probably never going to be another one. And although it
Well,
ended
yeah.
on the cliffhanger, I mean, that's the thing with the Telltale games. I know they're kind of back. But a lot of their stuff ended on cliffhangers.
Well, because they were expecting to be able to do another season, and they're not as back as they should be. I think they're just back in name, and
Yeah,
I think the
it's a new
company that bought
studio.
it, yeah, I think they're trying to rehire the developers. I'm not sure how that's gone.
Isn't it Skybound that owns them now?
No, Skybound put up the money to get the last The
Mm.
Walking Dead out,
Yeah.
to get that completed. I don't know what company owns Telltale. I mean, obviously I can look that up since you're the one playing, but um yeah, it's someone else is footing the bill.
I got to get through the Walking Dead games. I didn't play through. I stopped after season 2. I got to play through the rest of it.
Here we go. Is LCG Entertainment. They revived Telltale, but they're doing offering former staff freelance positions, which is kind of whack. I mean, I
I
don't know if
mean, it
they
wasn't
might not.
dumb. They're not the original owners, so they don't really owe them anything. As long as they give them something, they could have just said, nah.
Well, the fact that they didn't get their the money that was owed to them, like their vacation and stuff like that,
Yeah,
it is kind of and then I mean, I guess they can't afford to rehire everybody, but I think they
yeah,
should look towards doing that. If they're gonna, because they're bringing back, Telltale in name, and then also they own the licenses, so it's kind of like, hire the talent. They're the ones that made the games. From what I've read, it was the higher ups who mismanaged stuff. So, uh, you know, it would be good for them to, have him, employ the people that kind of built Telltale. But I can understand like being a smaller company and not necessarily having the funds to hire everyone back
Yeah.
alongside the people that you already have there. I do understand that, but yeah,
I wonder what they're gonna be in the next 5 years if they could get to as big as they once were.
they have the licenses.
Do they still have the
So
licenses?
from what I've seen, I don't think they're gonna do another Walking Dead, obviously, but they have the Wolf Among Us license still. That sequel
That explains a lot.
or season has
Thanks for
is
his place in
announced.
stopping
I
them.
want to say at the Game Awards.
Yeah, I remember that. That was surprising. That was actually one of the few surprising announcements.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either. So depending on what licenses they have, I mean,
I actually want to play that game myself too. I never played what you call it,
what?
The Wolves Among Us.
It's good. It's really good.
I just
But
got too
anyways,
much stuff to play.
tell me about it. But back to Wilson. So we're basically it kind of feels like a larger I don't say tutorial, but like the kind of early mission vibe. Not a whole
Yeah.
lot going down. We're probably gonna save these people and then talk to the real person in charge, and
Oh,
then that person's gonna send us on our main quest, if you will.
ow. Yeah, this move takes a little bit too long. I just got a pistol, but it does a lot less damage than what I have here. I want to use it until I get a decent pistol. I'm not doing it.
And you can't use your special, right? Your right click because you have to have a bow and arrow for that.
Mm, it might work with a bow. I mean, with not a. Oh, it's called bow shots, so probably not. It'll probably change it. Let's see. See what happens. Test it out. Yeah, it changes it.
Oh no, not that one. I meant the. Is that not your right? That's your left click, right?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, still the same thing. It's
Oh,
magic.
okay.
It,
Oh, but when you had your sword, it wouldn't let you do it.
I guess it just has to be a ranged weapon.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And even this is usable with arrows and pistols. Like this I can't use my two. Why is that even on there then? How do I take it off? Oh, as you level them up. Okay. When I get to level 5, it does stuff I could choose. Well, let's
Oh,
see
that's
this.
cool.
Let's see this next ability.
Yeah, why is the two on there?
Probably because I just don't have so many abilities, so... Oh no, gotta build rage! No, give me rage! Damn. There's
Yeah, the way
no
they
way
get
that's
cut
gonna
down
stay
is
that...
crazy.
There's no way that's gonna stay that strong. Oh, another longbow.
I might be able to upgrade it over
1024,
time.
1123. That's 10 crit damage. Just 10 crit damage. Definitely put that on. Ooh, got a gold. What's this? I don't know what a catalyst is with,
Are you smacking with a?
I guess it's for something else. It's probably like a chin willpower to range. This has to be for like a caster. And since I just didn't have the right ability for it, it would just... Those are the funniest punches on the planet. Oh.
So what? So like,
I don't know
hey,
why
it's
that's so
working.
funny. Uh, ooh, I punched so hard he blew up. Anyway,
That's really
what were you
cool.
saying?
So it's for a caster. So like, you would still have to punch them to build up your rage, though, to use your abilities.
They probably have. It probably works in like in conjunction with like staffs or something. And I just since I don't have the other piece of it, it just doesn't do anything. What I'm
Interesting.
thinking.
See, those type of things they should have in a tutorial little pop-up to be like, all right, so this type of weapon to really be useful, you kind of need this type of. Whoa! Wow. Okay, never mind.
He looked pretty
He
big.
looked he looked like a threat. He shot his knee out from a. He took an arrow to the knee. He was a threat until he took an arrow to the knee.
Oh, I gotta sell stuff soon. Bleh. Oh, this is mobile power potion, rage potion, health. Uh, I'm gonna have to.
Do you know if the area or the maps are procedurally generated at all?
I don't believe so. Ooh, blue pistol. Not enough room in inventory. Something has to go. Uh,
Man, if you don't throw away all that common stuff,
damage is a lot lower, but it's a pistol. God, dual wield
I wonder why
pistols.
he can only have his pistol in his left hand.
Yeah, seems weird, but hey. Okay, can I dual wield pistols? Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
oh my god. Yeah, this is what I want to do.
That's cool that you can dual wield without having to have like a the same gun.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you could do like darn, I forgot the name of the game, but like where you can have different elemental effects on each weapon,
You probably can.
that that would be cool. Torchlight 2, there you go. I used to play with dual staffs on my character,
That
and
just seems so crazy.
one would have like fire and one would have ice, and then I use a lot of fire and ice abilities. Like there was like an ability that caused not a beam of light, but like fire that would just come down from the sky and it would kind of chase after people, and then I would freeze them in place so that the fire would continuously hit them.
Yeah.
Um, or like have like a poison effect. Like it was cool. So like if you could do that in this game, that would be cool also, I guess.
Yeah. It seems like it should be headed towards there. Gotta do more research on higher level stuff. I might watch a couple of videos. See what like the end game builds are like.
Oh, you level up the Phantom Blade. So do you level them up by just using them?
That's what it looks like. Yeah, because
Because that's also cool.
my right click leveled up a few times. That. Ooh,
I like
okay.
the idea of leveling stuff that you're actually using.
Yeah, that's always nice. Uh, I'm gonna have to just drop stuff. Don't like dropping stuff this early, but
Dude, just pick it up and hit T to teleport back to town. Come on, you're being a RPG noob right now, dude.
I'm
Don't be that guy.
an idiot.
Especially if you can recall right back to the spot. Like just go sell
Wait,
all this
what?
stuff
I can still move. I could roll, but I
while
can't walk.
recalling.
Yeah, but I can't walk.
That might be good for like dodging, attacks.
So you don't get hit right before, right before
Yeah.
you're teleported out. And you're like, damn it. Okay, so these it looks like I don't need. I already have that. I'm just gonna sell everything. I don't think I have to keep any of this. It's level 5. Can't be anything worthwhile. Then I find out I sold the best item in the game.
Well, it's not like your weapons level up outside of maybe adding elemental effects, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
So I guess I could buy new abilities there. Oh, I could level up the abilities. How do I do a primordial affinity? You can sell your... Oh, no, I gotta buy those back.
Buy what back?
The skills, you sell them to her. And she... I sold too... I think I sold too many items and it came off. Oops, oh well.
There should be a buyback option.
Yeah, but I think I sold too many items.
What's that arrow thing at the bottom?
Let's buy back, but
Can you scroll down?
no.
And
That's why I'm thinking
oh,
I sold too many items. Let me... Yeah, see?
yep. Darn.
Alright, I wish they would have told me that unless I just didn't read. But I had to click on her and then read the top. Oh, I could buy stuff. Phoenix Spear.
So what does she give you for selling the skills to her?
You get affinity. Oh, you get affinity, which is this thing, and apparently that helps you level up your skills.
Oh, it makes you level up your skills faster.
Yeah, you can sell your interact to the archivist and earn primordial affinity. Primordial affinity can be used to increase your skills level. Yep. So yeah, you sell them back to her. She gives you affinity. You use the affinity, you level up.
Oh, so I see it. So it's basically a way to catch up. Like for instance, if you got a new item or skill and you haven't been using it, you haven't had a chance to use it a whole lot, you can use that uh, stuff, the affinity, to level it up yourself. Interesting.
Oh, I could pick abilities now. Okay.
So your
Increase
abilities are
damage, reduce reload time for charges. More damage or more charges? Go for more
also it's like
charges, utility.
your character levels up separate of your skills,
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
sorta.
No, I hit level 5 and this came up here. So it might be... Oh, it's level 6. Yeah, I'm level 5. This skill is at level 6. Okay. Increase
Which would be
damage.
interesting. If you're leveling up your skills, there might be a cap in the sense that like you can't get like 3 skills levels higher than your character level or something like that. Um, oh, you have a bunch of attributes.
Yeah, all in agility because I got that node that gave me that.
You definitely want to add some. Yeah, I'm about to say to ferocity, get some health regen up in there.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on these two because it says those are two main abilities or two main stats. Oh, I got that now. 40% attack speed and more attack speed.
Attack speed is always good.
Stamina point cooldown.
Now, in this sense, I can definitely see how the getting skills in the small area or the area closest to the center can help. For instance, if you have a warmonger character or basically a melee based character, but then you go over to Sentinel and you add more attack speed, it can actually help him uh, with his melee attacks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, so that's one way you can if that's correct, that's one way you can kind of mix and match what they have. Maybe there's something that the other person has that you know I don't know. Like maybe if there's like a mage based character who has a lot of elemental stuff that you can go back to your range and put that on your ranged attacks. Like it seems like that's the way they're going, so that even though you are several people will have the same type of build in the sense, or not the build, but the same type of character, but different builds. Um, ooh, it's
I want to
purple.
touch that. Ooh, what does purple mean?
Oh, it's a shield. It's for
So
your
unique,
melee.
purple uniques. Ah, I just want to put the item there. Okay. I want to use it. Oh well.
That's for melee builds, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, why can't I use a gun in the shield? I can use a gun in the shield. What if actually, I could probably actually use a gun in the shield. Yeah.
That's just kind of kooky. Like you don't see that sort of thing. Like you know what I mean? Like dude with the pistols usually has two pistols. Oh wow.
Get my defense up. Working. Damn.
Wow, is this shot spreads?
Yeah, it does.
It's like a
That's
shotgun.
that is cool. Shotgun pistol.
Was it doing that before you put the shield on?
Um, no.
Yeah, I don't remember it doing that. I remember it doing like shooting it straight across. I wonder if that changes it or something. Fire it now. Ah, that's interesting.
Why? Allows the
Allow.
bearer to cast sacred spells. Is that a sacred spell?
That's interesting.
Oh no, I think it's just putting pistols. They thought about it. Uh, it's a different ability. If I take that off, single pistol shots. If I put the shield on, pistol shots with shield. They actually, wow, that's cool. Okay, so I could see they use their brain.
So they're guessing that because you have a shield that you want to play close range.
Does it affect my range though?
Yeah, your range doesn't go very far.
We'll see. Well, let's actually see. It looks like it, but does it really? Okay. I, stop chasing me.
Yeah, it seems like you're they're a lot closer than they were
I want
when you were
to
shooting before.
attack something towards the top of the screen. I feel like that. Okay.
Yeah, the spread is pretty cool though. Being that it hits more than one at a time.
Let me put on some new. Okay, so this I'm gonna sell to that lady. Uh,
That's pretty cool though that the combination of weapons actually changes uh, how they function. Um, Again, this is something that should definitely be in a tutorial. I mean, I understand that there's people out there that don't want you to like
hold your
no
hand.
hand holding, but I don't think that's hand holding. I just think that's like it's just basic things that you should tell the player. Like, hey, did you know that there's this whole new way of playing? It's not like saying like, okay, go here to fight this boss to get this thing. It's more, or go here to complete this puzzle or this quest. But just a basic mechanic in your game, like if you have a shield and a gun, it's automatically going to change how the gun operates, and that might change your playstyle. Like that seems like something they would want to tell the player to kind of encourage different combinations, to kind of mix and match, see what things you like. I'm not saying that they should point out every single combination, but just to be like, hey, did you know that if you combine two different types of weapons, you might get something different?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm guessing they did it, because it's just because there's a shotgun, so or it basically makes you a close range.
I'm curious to see about other stuff though. Like
Yeah, that
if
actually
there's
really like the only reason why I even put that shield on is because it was a unique, and when I get legendaries and uniques, I have to put them on no matter what they are. So I could be a barbarian with like a teddy bear. Whoa, did he still there?
yeah.
Okay. So I could be like a barbarian with like a teddy bear as long as it's legendary.
But yeah, and not to say that they're doing a horrible job. I'm just saying like that's just something that I would want people to know if they were playing my game. Like, hey, you can mix and match not just your skills to form your own hybrid, but you can also do that with different weapons that have nothing to do with your who you are as a character. Shotgun Man isn't really a class, but he is still range technically. You know what I'm saying? It's close range. It's not just range; it's close range. That's a sub.
What is going on? Kenny, still there? Whoa, something's going on. Where is Discord? Hello? Oh, Jesus. Server. Oh my god. Sorry. So it looks like we're having some technical difficulties. We'll be right back in a second. Hello? Okay, so it looks like we're having some difficulties with Discord. So
There
I
we go.
okay, okay, yeah.
What
Well,
happened?
I don't know. That was Discord for you.
Okay. Well, I was just telling everyone my thoughts about the game, and in terms of combining the skills with different classes, combining the weapons of different classes, and kind of getting a really cool hybrid of something that you want to play. Uh, I'm curious to see the higher the not that's not necessarily in game, but some like once you really get into the game and kind of see the different skills you can unlock. I'm pretty sure there's some really cool stuff you can do
Yeah,
combination
like I'm not gonna
wise.
lie, that really drew me in seeing that.
Did they when they said that they were going to be releasing it? Did they say how long the game was? Like a base time to complete?
Like the actual story mode, not that I know of, but
Gotcha.
but I do know they're focusing on a lot of end game.
Will there be any other modes of play
They
like
added a
PvP?
few. They added a few new modes. I'm not sure if this is gonna be PvP or if there is PvP already, but there is a lot of new modes. Like they added modes. They have an update when the game releases that's going to add new modes.
Okay.
That's so cool. The pistol turns into a shot. That surprised me a lot.
Yeah, like I said, I'm curious to see what else we could find out. So it looks like you have to find a cave network.
Yeah, but I'm kind of exploring at the moment. It looks like everything levels up with me. Everything here is level 6 now, and I just hit 6. I'll go for the cooldown and that. Do I need that?
Well, maybe you'll start getting drops that are, you know, because you're a higher level, you'll get drops that are a higher level. That makes sense.
Wow, this is cool.
Uh,
Plus 3% damage per missing stamina point, or plus 10% damage when in full stamina.
I will get them both if you can
But okay,
eventually. So you're doing a lot of damage regardless of what you're doing. Stamina wise.
yeah.
But yeah, so far that's been a look at Wolfen. I can
Wolcen.
Wolson. I said it right
Yeah.
the first time.
Yes, you did.
Uh, interesting name. Interesting name. But yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I can't really speak too much on it. There's some things that are really interesting so far. I don't know how I feel about the chaos, not chaos, the rage and the what was the other portion of it?
Willpower.
Willpower. I'm not sure how I feel about that just yet. How that works. I have to see it in action or play it for myself. Uh, but yeah, I'm curious, about the combination of things you can do in terms of making your own class. Uh, I can't really speak about the story too much. It seems to be one of those things where once you've done like some of the main missions, they'll delve deeper into what's going on with the world in general and what happened. Uh, why you guys lost your armor like that and all this other stuff. Uh, you know, just through playing. So I can't really speak on the story. Uh, but as far as it seems competent in terms of mechanics, gameplay mechanics, so there's a lot of things that are familiar, with this
Yeah.
genre. Um, Nothing too special as of yet. And visually, it looks pretty good. Uh,
Ooh.
and I guess that's kind of like the basis of like most of these games. Like they have to look somewhat decent to kind of compete. So that's not saying much. But it is something that I would, I'll look out for. Kind of keep our eye on. And I don't know if it's something that I guess I'll leave it to you. If it's something that you end up playing a lot and you end up liking it, uh, or something that you would recommend us getting into after playing for some time, then we'll come back and take a deeper dive into the game.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be going until at least the main story is completed. It's just yeah, that one thing just really sucked me in. You know, it's just that one thing.
Of the different
The way this turned into a shotgun, that was just crazy.
well, what made you curious about this game in general, like before you even
Um,
got the shotgun?
yeah, cause basically, like I said earlier, there was like a lot of the big action RPG people in the community. They were saying that the game actually had like a lot of promise and it was good. So as soon as I heard that, like I usually trust their opinions. So once I heard that, just I saw like 2 minutes of it. They looked like they were doing some cool stuff. So I just bought it. It was just one of those times where it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I had money and I was bored. So I
Yeah,
was
see,
just
us
like,
with,
yeah.
with kids, we can't just do that type of stuff. We just this, I was bored. I was looking at some stuff, and I was like, let me just buy it. You never know. Like, yeah, we can't do that. Like, that's not what we do. And so I'm like, I'm waiting for you to be like, yo, this is fire, fam. You need to cop this. And I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, yeah, I'll see. Let me check my wallet. Let me budget, and then maybe we'll talk to the dev and see if we can get a review code or something. Like that's my angle. I just
Yeah.
can't be just buying stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, the thing is, like, I like action RPGs. I never really
right, right,
got
right.
into like Path of Exile. I just never had anybody to play with, and it just playing alone, it was a little bit overwhelming. And I heard about this
Path
game
is
when it was like brand new,
yeah,
so it was just like an easier thing to get into.
yeah. Path definitely it starts out okay, and then it gets real complicated.
Yeah,
Stat wise and just trying to figure out leveling and whatnot, and what's best for your character and stuff. It gets deep. That's for the hardcore, uh, RPG enthusiasts out there. Uh, this is a little bit more seemingly. This is a little bit more mainstream. I mean, the grid looks kind of overwhelming at first, but you know,
But the grid seemed really simple, at least. It wasn't too much. It was just like read
yeah,
this.
it was there was like flat stuff. Like you get
Yeah.
10% this, 10% that. It wasn't like 3.5, when the full moon is out, you get this damage versus this and yeah, like it's you have to have this trinket, you have to, walk in circles. Like no, it's a little bit more straightforward. Even though there's a lot of options, it's more straightforward. Yeah, I definitely dig that. Uh so who knows? I might check it out.
It's getting closer to
Uh
the city.
after you've played. So unfortunately, you might have to play by yourself for a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
it seems interesting enough. I just really want to see the other combinations now.
yeah.
Oop, oop, oh god. Wait, can I use? I can use my melee now because I have the shield.
Oh, that's cool.
Are you kidding me?
So that's one way to have your yeah, multiple abilities there.
Oh my god, that's cool. I just I panicked and I just kept rolling in place and I just hit all the
Oh,
buttons. Wait, come on, let me see. Oh my god. Does
that's
that have
cool.
an additional effect? Does it weakness chance? It could weaken them. Okay. Okay, so all of everything weakens. Okay, so this may
Oh,
be
it
a
looks
little
like
deeper than
you
I
can
thought.
level it up.
Yeah, this one I can level up. Increase damage, reduce cooldown. What's better? What's better? What's better? Let's go with damage.
I always liked less cooldown personally, but that's just me.
I put less
Whenever I
cooldown
play
on the
Smite,
blades.
I gotta get cooldown for most of my characters. At least a little bit of cooldown.
Yeah.
I just can't stand waiting to be able to hit a move. I just, I need to go.
So this is cool. I gotta show this to Brandon.
All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll end the stream once you get inside here.
Alright.
Uh, unless there's a boss, then we might check out the boss fight. But
Ooh.
uh, we'll end the stream and we just wanted to give a brief look at the game.
Yeah, it is coming out soon. I just wanted to.
The
It was
entry's to
something
the
I
right
wanted to
way.
try, and I just wanted
Sneaky
more of a reason
bastards.
to really get into it.
Yeah, and like I said, who knows if it's really good, we might stream it a little bit more. Uh,
Now, it's already looking like you could do some pretty cool stuff, and the skills just drop. I like that there's so many skills dropping.
that also makes it a little different in the sense that someone else might play a ranged character, but like if the certain skills dropped different, things did drop different for them, they'll have a different build as well, which makes it
Yeah.
more interesting. Like oh, I got this skill, check this out, water cooler moments and all that.
Like I never played an action game that had abilities like this, so it's kind of making me lose track of what I'm saying.
You gotta play Torchlight too, man. That game is awesome.
Oh, Dark Iron Pistol. That's
That
critical hit
not to
damage.
crap on this one, but I'm just saying like Torchlight has a lot of that type of thing.
Yeah, I did get into the beta for Torchlight Frontiers. I played it for a little bit, but again I was, alone and tend not to
I need
play
to
much
check that
stuff
out
alone.
too. That it looked really cool.
I mean, if I got in, you should be able to get in.
I'll check it out. It's definitely something that was on my radar. I'm a big Torchlight fan, so uh, I might have to check that out as well. And of course, Diablo 4 whenever it drops.
Yeah, game already has part of my life. Well, that depends on when it comes out. If it comes out and I'm like, 32, 33, probably not gonna be able to play it as much as I want to. Still gonna buy it though.
So many elves.
Well, you'll be able to play it.
Many
It just to be one of those things where you have to
they need to
pick.
colonize.
Like you know what? This weekend I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. Versus like non-stop. Call out of work type
That
stuff.
is okay to do as long as you have the time off.
No, it's not. No, you should plan for that then. If that's the case, just be like, you know what? Got some holidays saved up. Let me go ahead and take this weekend off since this game is
Well, that's
coming
why I
out.
said if you have the time off, I get
No,
paid time
I
off,
said
so
call out.
I
Like,
could
hey, I can't come in.
I could call out and still get paid for it. So I guess that's
No,
different.
no, no. I mean, there's a lot of places that do that, like where you call out and because you have time, they allow you to use the PTO or whatever. But it's still bad because you're calling out last minute. Now they got to go find someone to replace you, et cetera, et cetera. It still looks bad. So that's what I meant. I didn't necessarily mean that you won't get paid. I just meant like you should probably plan for that sort of a thing.
Which yeah, so I kind of already planned on March 3rd. I am going to be taking the day off.
Is that Final Fantasy 7?
Yes, it is, and I'm also planning to stream a dangerous amount of time.
Well, there you go, folks. We're gonna be streaming Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Definitely check that out for all of Jamie's shenanigans. I will probably jump in and out of the stream just to kind of help coordinate certain things, make sure the sound is right and all that. And
I'm just
we're
gonna
going to be
say it now.
streaming a
I'm
lot
going
more
for like
stuff.
20 hours.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here the whole time. Like I said, I have kids, I have a wife. That's just not going to happen. But like I said, I will jump in and out, check in, and definitely subscribe. If you're like what you saw here, definitely subscribe. Hit the notification button. To make sure you're notified when we stream. We typically stream. We have Saturday night streams where we stream every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We also have random streams like we have one, today, where we just spur of the moment. This game looked cool. We wanted to kind of stream it. Then we also have stuff that's going to be a little bit more regular. We have a podcast coming. We have a bunch of stuff coming, and I think it's interesting. I think you should subscribe, and I think you should hit the notification button. But that's just me personally. I don't, whatever. Also, check out our website, unitedfrontgaming.com. You can follow me on Twitter at KennyUFG, not just for gaming, but, movies, comics, anime, all that good stuff. You can also follow Jamie at UFG Plays. And he promised to tweet more.
Yep.
He definitely did that.
Can definitely
Uh,
do that.
especially after, a friend of mine who's also a writer, her daughter accidentally gave away one of her Pokemon, and Jamie was able to hook him up. Was able to, I think it was a Pokemon egg, and we were able to.
She released her starter, so I gave her the
Yeah,
starter.
she accidentally released because she thought it was gonna be like Pokemon Go, where you can have them walk around with you, and unfortunately that wasn't the case.
Ah.
And so he was able to get her another starter Pokemon, and that was all happened through Twitter. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you follow him, you might get Pokemon.
Actually,
Nah,
tomorrow I might do some raids and shiny hunting. I might do a quick stream of that.
there you go. So yeah, definitely. Like I said, follow us everywhere. You can check us out on Facebook, United Front Gaming. Look us up. Our website, unitedfrontgaming.com. We have some articles going up tomorrow. Most anticipated games of 2020. Uh, also by Jamie. So once I get to editing that, that will go up. I also have some reviews that are overdue. There was some family stuff that came into play towards the end of 2019, so I have to kind of I'm on a little of a catch up tour. And we also have some new games going to be dropping soon that we're going to be reviewing. So that's gonna pop up as well. Also news, interviews, previews, and all that good stuff. I think that's it for housekeeping. Did you have anything to say before we close?
Nope, just Pokemon most likely tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and you have a good night.
Good night.